Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your weekly access to the world of badminton, action and beyond. This week we're in Vietnam as we get up close and personal with the poster child for badminton in his country, Nguyen Thanh Minh. And we find out the secret behind Thailand's recent success in producing world-class talent. We start the show in the sprawling city of Ho Chi Minh City. The Vietnamese capital is a vast metropolis, inhabited by over 9 million people. It is by far the most populous city in the country. We're here to catch up with one of its citizens, a shining light in the nation's badminton development. In Vietnam, Nguyen Thanh Minh is a badminton superstar. He's a 10-time national champion, achieved a number of national athletic awards, and is feted by the media and fans alike.
Phải nói và đối với cầu lông Việt Nam.
In terms of Vietnamese badminton, the people from Ho Chi Minh and Vietnam in general are very proud of Thanh Minh's achievements. Vietnam is not a strong country in badminton, but his international achievements are significant, and we're all very proud of him.
Chúng tôi rất tự hào về điều này.
Thanh Minh has been on the senior international circuit for 6 years, has won 9 international titles, and has been ranked as high as 5th in the world. Looking at Thanh Minh in full flow, it's hard to imagine that his childhood was blighted by sickness.
Tại vì hồi đó thì không có nhiều cái đồ chơi điện tử như bây giờ.
I was not as healthy as my friends when I was a kid. I was very skinny and even undernourished. Thanks to my playing games that required a lot of exercises, my health improved.
Cái sức khỏe của mình cũng được cải thiện nhiều.
In fact, it was his ill health that led him to the sport. When Thanh Minh was 10 years old, his father, seeing that he was undersized for his age, suggested he take up badminton to increase his strength. The graceful movements, quick reactions and strategies immediately captivated him.
Hồi nhỏ thì mình chỉ là đi đánh ở ngoài đường.
I often played badminton in the morning in public places. I always tried not to let the shuttlecock hit the ground. And then I started to get involved in the annual matches organised by the community centres. And I began to win prizes.
But his love of sports would lead to tension with his parents. When he turned 18, Thanh Minh decided he wanted to make badminton his career. Although his parents could see his talent, they weren't sure they wanted him to do it full-time.
Frankly speaking, we did not want Thanh Minh to pursue a career in badminton in the beginning. We hoped that he would go to college. However, seeing him play as an amateur, I saw his potential, and plus, he had so much fire.
But he wasn't ready to give up on his dream. He continued to play and compete and was rewarded when he was picked for the national team in 2001. It got even better the following year when he defeated long-time national champion Nguyen Phu Trong in the men's singles category.
Đó là cái năm quyết định của mình, nhưng mà khi mà mẹ của mình thấy mình.
My mother saw that I had competed in 3 contests and won 6 gold medals. I was a junior champion nationwide, North, Central and South. She was convinced by my passion and achievements, especially as I was always winning. Eventually, she let me follow this career and respected my choice.
Thanh Minh was a relative late starter on the senior international circuit, playing his first tournament at 24 years old. He captured his debut title on home soil at the 2008 Vietnam Open Grand Prix, a tournament he has won 4 times. By far his best achievement has been the men's singles bronze medal at the BWF World Championships last year.
Thật sự là cái giải cầu lông thế giới thì mình không hiểu nổi luôn, tại vì
The world competition was very special. I didn't have much time to prepare for the tournament as the week before I'd played and won in the USA. Although I was very happy about winning, I was very tired. I was suffering from jet lag when I got back to Vietnam, so I didn't train very much. When I arrived at the World Championship, I didn't feel at my best and I wasn't expecting much. I really can't explain why I did so well, but I guess it was because I was so relaxed about it all. That's why I did well.
Despite his success and the sport's popularity, Vietnam's badminton development continues to struggle. Lack of facilities, expertise and financial restrictions stunt players' growth. Tianmin's ability to compete at the top table of international competition is a result of desire and determination.
Đối với về mà bài tập về tập
Tianmin stands out among other athletes because of his determination. He has a huge passion for badminton. He's always concerned about how to make progress, compete well, and win medals. He also tries to find better and more creative ways to do things. He set a good example for junior athletes on how to make progress in playing badminton.
cái đó là không nhiều lắm.
Now 30 years old and judging by his recent results at his peak, Tianmin has plenty to aim for. But despite his general optimism, there's a sense of frustration within, a sense of what might have been if he had greater sporting support at a younger age.
Nó cũng lớn rồi thì những cái kỹ thuật nó cũng khó bắt.
Although I have plenty of experience now, at my age I can't really develop my technical skills much further. I hope that for the coming years I may be able to win the first prize in certain contests, such as the Super Series. But it's very unlikely I can become world number one.
With a new sponsor secured for the next 3 years, he has secured his financial future. He's now hoping to find a way to pass on his experience to the next generation of Vietnamese shuttlers.
Thì thực sự giờ mình cũng chưa có xác định rõ ràng. Thì ở một số người lãnh đạo
I don't have any specific plans yet.
tạo điều kiện cho mình đi học huấn luyện viên.
People have said they will help me go abroad for coaching courses to help train juniors.
Cái lớp đàn em của mình. Thì mình cũng đang
I am still thinking about it and open to opportunities.
cũng có nhiều cái cơ hội khác thì mình
I will see which is better.
mình xem coi cái con đường nào tốt với mình.
I believe I will
Mình
stick
nghĩ
to
là
badminton the rest of my life.
làm gì đi nữa thì nhưng mà mình vẫn theo
In fact, I'm sure of it.
với cái cầu lông của mình đến suốt đời thì mình nghĩ là cái chiều đó là chắc chắn rồi.
In the modern world of badminton, with elite coaching, academies and sports science, Nguyen Thien Minh is a maverick. A throwback to the days when a little child with a racket, some talent and a lot of heart can make it to the top. Let's test your knowledge with this poser. Name the player who beat the then women's singles world number one to claim the 2012 Badminton Asia Championships. Find out the answer after the break. When we get back, we're in Thailand to report on a national academy that's getting results. Welcome back. Before the break, we asked you to name the player who beat the then women's singles world number one to claim the 2012 Badminton Asia Championships. The answer is Lee Xue-rui. Lee Xue-rui won the title, beating compatriot and the then world number one, Wang Yihan. She prevailed 21-16, 16-21 and 21-9 in a roller coaster encounter lasting 55 minutes. The Victor Korean Open 2014 drew to a close last weekend, and again it was China leading the finals. But there wasn't to be a China sweep as the tournament concluded with a Danish twist. The finals began with Bao Yixin and Tang Jianhua clinching their fourth Super Series title against compatriots Luo Ying and Luo Yu in straight sets 21-17, 21-15. The men's singles contest saw world number one Li Chongwei take on world number two Chen Long. The China shuttler continued his fine form against Li as he came away with a victory, winning comfortably 21-14, 21-15. Chinese mixed doubles pair Xu Chen and Ma Jin had no answer to compatriots Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei as the Olympic champions triumphed in straight sets 21-18, 21-18. China's dominance of the tournament continued in the women's singles. Reigning world champion Ratchanok Intanon couldn't find a way past Wang Yihan. The former world number 1 was just too good for the Thai as she won 21-13, 21-19. "36 minutes was all it took for Carsten Mogensen and Matthias Boe as they took it upon themselves to halt a China whitewash. The Danes concluded the day with an emphatic 21-12, 21-17 win against Fu Haifeng and Hong Wei as they completed this year's first Super Series. We're in the bustling heart of Thailand, where a badminton revolution is taking place. The sport has experienced an enormous growth in the last 5 years, with players receiving unprecedented levels of media and fan attention. The success of their shuttlers has helped catapult the sport into the nation's sporting conscious.
If you're asking about the going up, I think now in badminton in the top 5 of the favorite sport in Thailand. Why? Because we have more players in the good performance, and you're looking in the past of record each year. Especially in women's single, we are going to semi-final, final in many tournaments.
This feel-good factor is at its peak because of the success of players like Ratchanok Intanon. The women's singles player became the youngest singles winner of the BWF World Championship last year at the tender age of 17. But there are others. Thailand are in the top 10 in 3 badminton categories.
We have new generation of the player coming up. You see our player in the going up now it allow 20 to 22. This is new generation. Like you see the women's single in the top 5 of Thailand in the top 20 in the world ranking, on below the 22, and we have more junior is coming up.
This startling progression is not by chance. It's something that the Badminton Association of Thailand has been planning for a while. Tucked away on the outskirts of the dynamic capital of Bangkok stands an academy where all the country's promising players spend their time. Welcome to the SCG National Badminton Academy.
สำหรับโครงการ SCG Badminton Academy นะครับก็เรา
At the academy, we currently have 30 players and 10 coaches in the project. 6 of these coaches concentrate on the badminton, while the rest specialize in sports science. The players are recruited from tournaments certified by the National Association across the country.
โดยเลือกคัดเลือกเด็กจากอันดับ 1, 2, 3
The academy was launched in 2008 as part of an initiative by the Badminton Association of Thailand to identify and groom players with the hope of developing more elite players. The country's club system plays an essential part in this structure. The best players from the clubs are invited to train at the National Academy. In return, the clubs not only get support from the National Association, but players continue to represent their respective clubs when they're sent to tournaments. This sharing of talent and resources has benefited club and country. The association is keen to strengthen them.
We have the many club in our member. We need to develop the member to stronger, and also we have the SCG Academy to help our association bring the high performance junior player to training in SCG Academy.
The SCG Academy takes a holistic approach to training. Students enjoy full board accommodation as well as some of the best facilities in the region. Athletes are taught the importance of eating correctly as well as the physical and psychological aspects of the game. This is even more important when players hail from different backgrounds and are at different stages of personal development.
เพราะเนื่องจากในปัจจุบันเนี้ยการฝึกซ้อมไม่ใช่การฝึกซ้อมแค่ในสนาม
In my opinion, coaches need to have closeness with the players. It is not just about coaching skills, but also educating them how to live properly.
รวมไปถึงครอบครัวของเขาด้วย
The academy is not just about training and badminton. It instills discipline and teaches you to be considerate of others and ourselves. In future, this will help me to be a good person.
Even with its successes, the Badminton Association of Thailand is not happy to settle. They continue to push what is possible. There are plans to build another much larger facility in downtown Bangkok. With the foundations in place, Badminton Association of Thailand has bold, ambitious plans. They aim to take on the traditional giants of the sport.
I believe that SCG has greatly improved the standard of Thai badminton and it has pushed us nearer to the world-class levels. We hope that we can create as much youth players as China, Korea and Japan. Hopefully then, we can rub shoulders as powers in badminton.
Judging by results so far, Thailand has hit on a successful formula for badminton development. So don't be surprised if you see many more Thai players standing on the winners' podium in the coming years. Let's take a look at the rankings for the start of 2014. We focus on the men's singles today. At the head of the pack with nearly 10,000 points is Lee Chong-wei. Korea Open champion Chen Long is a distant second from the Malaysian. Denmark's Jan O. Jorgensen is the only non-Asian in the top 10. Kenichi Tago is Japan's sole representative at number 5. Du Pengyu and Wang Zhengming are the other two players from China in the top 10. And rounding up the list is Nguyen Thien Minh from Vietnam. The rankings are updated every Thursday, so go to www.bwfbadminton.org to get the latest updates from all the different rankings. This week's Player of the Week is China's Chen Long. The 24-year-old gave himself an early birthday gift by taming the king of the Super Series, Lee Chong-wei. It was the 4th straight time Chen has beaten the Malaysian, and his first finals appearance at the Korea Open. The win bodes well for the man from Hubei, who will be hoping to better his 4 titles from last year. After the break, we're in Bangalore, India, as we talk with All England Championship legend Prakash Padukone about passing on the baton to the next generation. Welcome to India's 3rd most populous city and a major centre for the nation's IT industry, Bangalore. It may be amongst the most enterprising cities in the world, but Bangalore is also the centre for one of the fastest growing sports in the country, badminton. At the epicentre of the city, tucked away from busy streets, stands Prakash Padukone Badminton Academy, or PPBA. The academy carries the name of India's legendary player. Prakash Padukone is the nation's first player to lift the All England Championships trophy in 1980, and probably the player to propel the sport into national recognition. His academy has groomed and produced several national players, from 2001 All England champion Pullela Gopichand to 2013 India Open quarter-finalist Ajay Jayaram. But putting down the foundations for the academy was no easy task.
It used to be an obstacle, but I think in the last 5 years the scenario has changed. It's much easier to get sponsorship, though not to the same level as we get in cricket. But you must have a good program, you must have a good background, and you should be able to convince the sponsors that the money will be used for the right purpose. I think that's the key.
From humble beginnings in 1994, PPBA now prides itself in providing excellent coaching, training facilities, as well as scholarships for all its trainees.
When I retired from competitive sport way back in 1989, I realized that I had faced a lot of hardships during my playing days. There were no proper facilities, there were no sparring partners, there was no sponsor, there was no shuttle, there was no equipment, there were no international tournaments. So, I thought if I started an academy, for the present generation, because I saw a lot of talent happening.
Born in Bangalore in the mid-1950s, Padukone credits his love for the sport and his success to his parents.
My father came down from Mumbai and introduced the sport here. He was one of the first secretaries of the State Badminton Association. He was a coach, he was an umpire, so he was our initial coach also. So he taught me the fundamentals. And that's how I picked up the encouragement from the parents. I think has played a very big part, in my success story.
Padukone won the Karnataka State Junior title in 1964 at the age of 9. In 1972, he took both the junior and senior national titles. He would win it 7 consecutive times. He rounded off the year by winning the prestigious Arjuna Award for his contribution to domestic badminton. Well known for his deceptive style of play, he grabbed a gold medal at the 1978 Commonwealth Games and was the winner of the now-defunct Badminton World Cup 3 years later. Then came the much sought-after All England Championships.
I played the Danish Open first, then the Swedish Open, then the All England, won all 3 in way back in March 1980. So when I came back, the kind of coverage and the kind of reception I got, I'd never expected that a badminton player would get that kind of coverage and reception. And I'm very happy that I think that changed the face of Indian badminton.
His victory at the All England Championships earned him star status in his country and a world #1 ranking, so far the only Indian player to achieve this. Sponsorship came rolling in and the popularity of the sport rose due to the extensive coverage given by the media. In 1982, for his service to the game, he was awarded the Padma Shri Medallion, one of the highest civilian awards in India. More medals and accolades followed, but after nearly 2 decades on court, the star of Indian badminton decided it was time to hang up his racket.
There are obviously generally three elements: the technical element, the physical, and the mental. Physical you can still manage, technical you can still manage, but when you get mentally tired, I think that is when you're not able to concentrate. You don't really enjoy playing the sport so much. So I think that's the time when generally, when one decides to call it a day.
After retirement, he spent a short stint as a national coach before turning his attention to building the academy that bears his name. With one daughter, a golfer, and the other a Bollywood star, Padukone is never far away from the glitz and glamour of sports and entertainment. Often a face at the academy, he now balances his devotion to badminton with time spent with his family.
There are a lot of other things one can do, and which we've not been able to do otherwise during your playing career. So I take enough breaks in between so that I always want to come back.
After 40 years involved with the sport, the former world #1 has one advice to give to those who want to stand amongst the great shuttlers.
Well, not to be satisfied with with small achievements, or even if you win an All England, never be satisfied, because one All England or one Olympic or one World Championships, it's not all. There are people who have won multiple, So basically, when at the end of your career, you should not have any regrets.
After a fulfilling career, there's certainly no regrets for Padukone. Now, in a new chapter of his career, there is little doubt he will make this one a success as well. Before we go, let's find out what's happening in the coming weeks in our Badminton Unlimited calendar. Next week on Badminton Unlimited, we're in Korea as we spend the day with Song Ji-hyun as she got ready to defend her Korea Open title. And we're in Vietnam to learn the art of street badminton.